All right, what's up, Fantastics? My name is Alex, and I make authentic, fun, and useful videos about Finland. So if you're interested in Finland, hit that subscribe and the bell button too, so you don't miss any awesome Finnish stuff on this channel. Welcome to this live stream, and today I'll share you like 5 tips and reasons why it's really important to get a Finnish language partner. And if you are actually, if there's a Finnish peer, if there's any Finns watching this video, you should also stick around because you can actually apply these skills to any other language that you're also learning. So, and we have some people already joining the live stream. Let me know in the chat where are you watching this live stream. We have Adrian Jaiserman, how do you pronounce it? Welcome, and some other people. And also hit the thumbs up button and let me know that if everything's running smoothly, so we don't have any technical difficulties and I would be just speaking here by myself. Moro moro, woo, terve. I think you are from Vietnam, maybe. Yeah, cool. Okay, so I have 5 things I wanna tell you about why is it important to get the practice partner, and I'm also want to reflect like how I managed to use these things when I was learning Japanese and how you can use those to improve your Finnish skills. And then at the end of the stuff, we can do some Q&A and stuff. And I'm looking at the chat while I'm while I'm telling the stuff, but I'll take the questions at the end of the stuff. And it seems we are doing fine. Thanks, Broccoli and Bilar and Patricia, for letting me know. That's good. And also I also want a quick apology if I'm not so energetic. Didn't sleep so well last night, feeling a bit tired, but I think we can still do this quite well. Okay, so number one thing, these are not in a particular order, but I think everything's important, so let's keep that in mind. So number one reason why is it important to get Finnish practice partner is that you will get the pronunciation right. Because, well, Finnish pronunciation is actually quite easy, luckily, because the grammar and stuff are actually quite complicated, so it kind of balances out. But still, that's why it's important because getting those simple stuff in the beginning is important to get it right. And also it depends, of course, where you're from. And for example, we have the Scandinavian letters and stuff, but the thing is that one letter in Finnish has only one sound, and this applies pretty much 98% of the time. There are only a few exceptions, and then so that's why it's easy. But there are obviously some more tricky ones that are like these double vowels and double consonants. I think especially if people who speak like Americans and British people, they often make this kind of small mistakes with that. But that's okay. When you are learning, it's okay not to be good. So when you get the Finnish practice partner, you can easily kind of see how they use the language, and they can also correct you if you make some small mistakes, and that is okay. You can always tell your practice partner like if you want the mistakes to be corrected, and that's why you get it right at the beginning. But point is the Finnish pronunciation is easy, and that's why maybe not easy, but it's like straightforward. Let's put it this way, because maybe some it's not easier and some it's a little bit more difficult, but it's really straightforward, and that's why it is important to practice that with your Finnish practice partner, and especially at the beginning. Like, it doesn't matter if you can make some really high-flying advanced conversations. Start from the basics and slowly build it from there. That's number one. And the number two, and I think this is one of the most important things in my opinion, is that gaining confidence for real speaking situations. Like, for example, if you start to learn, for example, karate or any skills, you look some books, you kind of find some techniques, some kind of punches, kicks and stuff, but you never really practice them with with a sparring partner, and then you just go there and like go in the match and try to actually use those, but you will get your ass kicked because you have no real skills actually use those. You probably know how they work, but you can't execute in a real situation there. And this happens also with language and with Finns. I know many people, for example, my high school, who learned, for example, like German and French, Russian for like 2 years, but they still couldn't do a single basic conversation. And that is such a waste because some people waste like years to study a language, but they can't do even the simplest stuff. So that is why you should start practicing with a real partner as soon as possible. And especially Finns. And yeah, like with Finns as well, Spanish, well, depending whatever your skill is, to get the practice partner there. And let's see what I have. And yeah, how I did this. When I was learning Japanese, I started around 2 years ago, 6 months, around 5 months before I went to Japan. I found this exchange student at Tampere. And after 4 months, oh no, sorry, within 3 weeks after I had started like seriously, like actively doing every day, maybe 30 minutes, we met once a week at the lunch at the university, and we spoke some really, really simple stuff, which I had just learned, like some basic verbs, like this, that, some basic nouns like homework, food, and stuff. And we made some really easy phrases, like for example, he asked like what I'm going to do today, and I said do homework, eat, cook some food, and that kind of stuff. So, but it was really easy, really simple stuff. And I was really bad at first because I had just started. But we did this every week, once a week. And the next time I was a little bit better. I could say the same stuff with more confidence because I had practiced before. And the next week I had even more confidence. And then we actually practiced some more stuff there. And little by little, like weeks and months, it took my confidence and kind of the speaking skills really like high. I got better. And in my opinion, if we still think about who is a good speaker, who is good at the language, that kind of person is someone who doesn't know maybe so advanced vocabulary, but they can deliver like kind of smooth speaking all the time. Like if we were just talking about hobbies, they don't maybe use grammatically correct verbs and structures, but if they can still deliver kind of smooth speaking with small mistakes, I think that's a good speaker. That is someone who is like getting to the fluency, and that's something what I want you guys also to do, to speak as much as possible. And with the language partner, you can do it pretty easily, and that helped me to lay a really good foundation with Japanese when I was just getting started. And that's what you can also do in Finnish. I don't know which kind of levels you are doing, but as soon as possible, start learning with native speaking partner. Nice. And number 3, so that was number 2. And number 3 is that you will learn the most useful structures first. And I have a really good example again when I was learning Japanese. At some point, when we were doing the conversations, I, for example, wanted to use a structure like should. Like, for example, I wanted to say in Japanese, like, I should do my homework, but I didn't know how to say that. So I asked my speaking partner when we were meeting, how can I say that? And luckily, well, that grammatically in Japanese, the should is actually quite easy. You just need to kind of conjugate the verb and add some other stuff. I'm not going to go into too much depth into this. But then he actually taught me, and then we practiced it with a few verbs. And I was really happy when I delivered it right. And he said, wow, you're learning so fast. And the thing is that this should structure actually came in grammar books and stuff in the 3rd course, like months away from where I was at that point. And I learned it quite early because first of all, it's useful. And secondly, it was actually quite easy. So when you are doing the speaking practice with your speaking partner, you can, when you want to say something and you don't really know, you can actually write down the stuff, what you actually want to say, but you don't know it though. So then you can actually start learning those and practice those. So for example, this should structure, I managed to learn it quite early and start using it also. And and with that I was able to expand my ways to communicate. Right. And you can do the same thing in Finnish. Like if you are practicing Finnish and then you want to say some kind of thing, like maybe, for example, I think or I should, but you don't know it, then you can actually write it down because that was something that you wanted to use, but you didn't. So you can actually put it kind of on your to-do list. And then if you can't practice it on the spot or learn it on the spot, then you can just do it at your free time, and then next time when you meet your speaking partner again, you can practice it. And when you have practiced this new stuff, you can actually tell your language partner that, okay, let's practice this. I learned this should or this I think structure. Let's make some easy practice sentences with this. And that's the way how you can improve your skills with that. Okay, so that was number 3. And the number 4 is that you will learn the language that is not taught in the books. And this, for example, contains like slang and spoken language. And especially in Finnish, the spoken language is really, really, really highly represented in everyday language. So I think that's just really important to get into the speaking partners, to get the speaking partner and practice that also with the person. Nyt juon vettä, I'll take some water. And again, when I was learning Japanese, I learned some really these new words that had recently emerged. And for example, my friend said that if you actually use this with Japanese, they think you're like really fluent and they give you like points and stuff. And I think personally, that's a really fun way to learn the language when you know some kind of really unique kind of spoken or slang words. And of course, this depends what kind of goals you have. But I think that's useful because when I was learning Japanese, I mostly wanted to aim at doing kind of these kind of casual conversations, and for example, not like business stuff. If you want to, of course, if you aim at business level, then you need to, of course, take that into account. But at the beginning, it's really important to make the language learning fun, right? So taking that into the account is also really important. And number 5, and this is the last one, is that you can, this is kind of like engineering approach, is that you can set the learning parameters for yourself when you have a practice partner. For example, you can choose the topics and the grammar that you can practice. Something you just had recently practiced or learned, you can tell your Finnish partner that, okay, I just practiced and learned this kind of stuff. Let's make some example sentences and some simple conversations. So you can actually improve your skills on the topic you just learned. And for example, the speed of the conversation, some people say that Finns speak too fast. Well, then you can just tell, okay, can you speak a little bit slower? So you can adjust all of these kind of small things and make this kind of like a training session for yourself. And for example, one thing is that how much you want to be your mistakes corrected, how much you want that they will correct your mistakes, because this is something that, for example, especially at the beginning, if you tell them that, okay, because at the beginning you're not probably so good, which is fine, because we always have to start somewhere. But if they will fix every mistake you make, then it can get a little bit discouraging, because there's mistake there, one mistake there, and so on. So you can just, for example, tell them, okay, you can just correct my mistakes from only the big ones, or the important ones in this topic, for example. Right? So you can actually make this, when you have the practice partner, you can make the most ideal kind of practice conversation that suits you. And this is really, really easy way to safely practice these kind of things, kind of safely, because if I just, if I was in Japan and if I went to the grocery store, it might be a little bit kind of intimidating just to try to speak to some random person you don't know. But when you have some, like a friend, or maybe it's a new people you just met for the language exchange purposes, but nevertheless, it's like a safe environment where you don't have to kind of get embarrassed for mistakes, or if you don't use the grammatically correct stuff, and so on. Okay, so these are the 5 tips. Quick recap. Getting the pronunciation right, getting the feeling how the Finnish language works, the tone, the stress, and so on. Number 2, gain confidence using the language. Really important, because confidence is one of the characteristics of a fluent language speaker, in my opinion. Number 3, you will learn the most useful structures fast. And number 4, you will learn the language that is not taught in the books. Especially in Finnish, spoken language is really important, and you don't really, at least in the beginning, you don't learn that much of the spoken Finnish. But we Finns use spoken language, which is, well, it's not too much different, but there's many of the structures have spoken variants, and that's why it's important. And number 5, you can easily set yourself a safe language environment with different kind of parameters you can do. All right. Now I can look at the comments. You can shoot me some questions. Let's say, good point. My other half from Helsinki really helped with the Google Translate and can eat everyone's shots. All right. Hey, Aleksi, watching this from Finland. I'm really enjoying it. Back in Finland last time I didn't speak Finnish, but now I try it thanks to your videos. Okay. I hope you can manage to do that. I tried to find native speaker in my hometown, which seems there are any native Finns living here. Okay, that's good that you point that out, Antti. I'm planning to do like a video how you can find actually a Finnish language partner. And because we are living this digital age, now we are not limited to our location. And we can, for example, there's many platforms, even free platforms, where you can find language partners. So there are platforms that are made solely for the sole purpose of language learning. So I'll be on the way for getting you some tips on that. Obviously, because I just taught you like how to utilize the language partner, but now the next step is like how you actually find one. Well, I'll make a separate video about that. Issue with the live stream, I can't see or hear anything. I can only seem to get the thumbnail. Okay, but there's everything. Everyone else might be seeing it for properly, I guess. Things. Oh God, Angela, moi. Finnish is only harder and deeper. Finnish has similar pronunciation to Polish. And then we have just hellos and stuff. Okay, now you have questions. We can do some, it can be related to Finnish or some other stuff. We can actually discuss about this because we have dedicated this one. I could use a platform to find Finns. Now I'm stuck learning my own, slowing down my process. Exactly. Like if you can find a practice partner, you will increase your progress tenfold. I'm pretty sure, because that happened to me. That happened to me with Japanese, and it's just, that's just how it is. Learning by doing. If you want to learn to speak Finnish, you have to speak Finnish. There's no other way. There's no shortcut on this one. I think reading books will help as well. So books you can recommend for beginners. If you go to my Facebook page, I linked this video. Aleksi himself is on the Facebook page, where my fellow YouTube friend Anastasia Semina made a video about books with easy Finnish. And there's a link also in that video. I didn't put that link of that video on my YouTube, but if you go to my Facebook page, there's a video about books in easy Finnish. So I think that would be great for this one. What topic should you cover with the practice plan? Okay, that's a good question. It totally depends on your level. But let's say if you have just learned some basics, like let's say my name is and I am from and so on. So if you're just an absolute beginner, start from the most easiest possible. And then when you get a little bit more comfortable with the language, a little bit more vocabulary, you can actually, go into, for example, your hobbies. Because I think it's really important to take Finnish to the context of your passions. So, for example, if you're interested in golf, you can, for example, learn some golf vocabulary and tell more about the stuff that is your hobby, that is your passion. well, I know that golf vocabulary is maybe not so useful, but what is the point is that it will keep you motivated. And well, okay, for example, when I was learning Japanese, and while I was single back then when I went to Japan, I, for example, learned some funny kind of like pickup lines in Japanese because I'm always been interested in kind of social dynamics and dating in general. So I learned some dating vocabulary. So that's, for example, what you can do. But yeah, keep it simple. Keep it simple, definitely at the beginning. Don't try to take too difficult stuff, not too complex stuff. And slowly, it's just like baby steps. Baby steps. Like at the beginning, don't care too much about the grammar. Don't care about the grammar. Just speak, 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 and speak. Because that's the way how you get confidence. And then slowly, when you start to understand the grammar, the words and stuff, then you can pay more, a little bit more, then you can pay a little bit more attention to that. But that's a really good question. But I would say definitely something that you're interested in. Yeah. I went to Marimekko yesterday in Tokyo. Oh, that's great. Bila Pakar, kiitos. All right, that stuff. Do children's book make good starters? Yeah, I would think so. Definitely. I haven't tried that method myself, but yeah, why not? And actually, there is a video from Dave Cadd. He's a British YouTuber. He makes some pretty good videos as well. And there's a video where he was trying to learn Finnish from a baby book. And yeah, so definitely, if you have access to those, then definitely. I bought some books for children, like Pixie books in Finnish. Okay, well, that's good. That's great. I had the chance to greet two Finns from a band that I went to see and play. Had a good reaction about the pronunciation, so now to keep it up, I want to be able to use the language and get feedback. Yes, that's a really good point, Sid, that you need feedback also. And when you have that language partner, they can give you immediate feedback on your stuff. And this is what I was talking about the for example, correcting the mistakes. So that's good. That's good. How to pick up a Finnish language? How to pick up a Finnish language partner girlfriend? Okay, well, yeah, I'm gonna make a video about that because that's probably one of the biggest mistakes, or no, not mistakes, obstacles. Especially because I know that many of you don't live in Finland, but there are actually quite a few things and platforms and apps and websites where you can reach out to Finns who are, for example, learning your native language. So I'll get back to that hopefully soon. Any Finnish children's book tips? Been thinking about that too. Well, unfortunately, I don't know many myself, but you should definitely check out also the books in easy Finnish. So they are kind of these novels where the grammar and the language has been simplified by I think Hanna Männikkalahti, who has this random Finnish lesson blog. She makes some pretty good posts also. I should also put the link in the description there. I asked since I review children's books from my city library. Yeah, well, okay. For example, if you like children and are interested in children-related stuff, then I think kids book or a children's book might be really good for you. Like that's not something I would do myself because I'm not really interested into that kind of topic. So, but this is also interesting because we are all individuals. We learn in a different way. And I have actually made a video like 10 tips how to learn Finnish faster. I think I'll put the links in the comments there after this video. All right. Good questions. These are really good questions. How many of you have a language partner currently? Or do you have a language partner? Yes or no? Write in the chat. Let me see if there's anyone who has from these people. Like take some water. Nope, at least Bila doesn't have. And it's okay if you don't have, because I know it's not something that people have, like it's like a default thing. No. Yes, my now fiance. No, I do not yet. No. Okay, so this seems it's something I need to definitely help you out with. But soon, okay. And yeah, well, even if it's something that you kind of have to commit to yourself. Even if I give you some platforms and tips where you can actually do this, it might be that you maybe don't succeed with the, like, let's say, because like first or second or third, fourth, even fifth attempt. You have to kind of keep looking and searching. But like a quick tip, which I can, for example, give you now is there's this app called Tandem, like Tandem, Tandem. It's made especially for this. It's free, and then you can just, for example, try social media. Like there are some Finnish language groups, like these Facebook groups. You can actually join there and ask like, "Hey, I'm learning Finnish. I live abroad. I would love to find like a language partner. Would anyone be interested to practice with me, or can you give me a help where I could find one?" For example, like this. And there is, for example, one language group where I'm also a member, which, wow, my English sucks today. Well, there's this one language group. It's called I think it's Let's Learn Finnish Language, or Let's Learn Finnish. It has quite a lot of members, and I'm also there because I'm interested to see what kind of stuff they have there, and so on. So you can also join. It's just free. It's not like a secret community or anything. So it's quite hard because I'm an introvert. Okay, that's definitely something. Um, yeah. Well, what I see that this is as an opportunity, because I'm also an introvert. Maybe I'm not sure if I'm told you, but when I was like around 20, in my early 20s, I was like really shy, and I wanted to be more social, more open, but it was difficult for me. But then I just realized that this is actually something that can be learned, to be more social, be a little bit more confident and stuff. Basically, what confidence is the experience and familiarity in that situation. For example, talking to girls, for example. Like if that is something that you can practice by just doing it, learning Finnish, learning Japanese, competing at karate. It's just you need to repeat and do it over again. And well, at the beginning, well, maybe that's another video idea, how to start use a language if you're introvert. But I think there may be already some people who have done a video about that, like in general, if you are like shy, you want to start a new language. So I think if you just Google or even put it on YouTube, you can probably find a video. And if you feel shy, like I think if you are doing like remotely, like online, like Skype, for example, I think you can, for example, for starters, you can just turn off. You don't have to, for example, use the video mode like this. You can just, where's the camera, like this, block the camera and just use the voice. But I strongly encourage you to start using like face-to-face conversation, because that's ultimately the thing you will be doing. If you want to speak with Finnish people, you have to encounter Finns and talk to Finns. But that's a really good point, and there's not a problem, because I know how it's to be an introvert. But during this past 7 years, I have practiced it a lot, and I remember it's when I what was the case again? But yeah, okay. Just put it short. It wasn't that bad as I expected. Most of the kind of the fears are just inside our heads. Right. Can you say some platforms for meeting Finns? Like okay. So if you want to, like if you want to actually meet face to face, okay. Now how I see this question is that you already live in Finland. Well, social media works again. there is, for example, in Tampere, there is this Tampere foreigners group, or there's actually like a own also for Tampere. And I've actually seen people like posting there like, hi, I've just moved in, would like to meet some people. Is anyone up to? That's definitely something you can try. And well, if you are, okay, well now one fun method came to my mind. Some people have used also Tinder as a language learning way, and here's how they did it. Now, you probably know Tinder is the swiping dating app, but if you buy the Tinder Plus, I think it's cost like €8 a month. Then you can set your location to anywhere in the world, and then you can start swiping the profiles in that area. And what this person did is they said, I think this person was, for example, learning, I think it was learning Japanese, but he lived somewhere else. So he put his location to Japan, and then he wrote in the profile like, hey, I'm not actually looking for like a relationship or anything. I'm just looking for like a language practice partner. And if you are up to, swipe me right, and then we can maybe chat and do like practice over Skype. And I think it's kind of fun way to do maybe, but now I think nowadays there are more apps dedicated for language exchange. So I think you don't really have to go that far, and they are also free. So that might be something. I feel having a partner would help if I have a good foundation on things to say on the spot. Yes, but that's exactly what you will learn when you when you practice with the Finn. And it doesn't matter. It depends. It doesn't matter if you're just an absolute beginner or have a little bit more experience. You have to start always somewhere, and that is okay. And it's okay to make mistakes. If that language partner and that language partner should also know that. I have a book, Pikku Prinssi, in Finnish and German. Do you think this makes sense? I mean, to understand easier. Well, I don't know what the contents of the book, but if it's a child's book, then why not? I guess fine. Oh yes, hello, welcome to the stream. Hello, Oscar, what's up? I'm glad I'm learning this language since despite my mutism, I seem to be speak bits and pieces of better without getting a stiff job. Yes, exactly. Like, it's about baby steps. You have to take baby steps, and that's how you get better. Like, you cannot just do it like this. That it doesn't work that way. You need to have patience and consistency. That's how you will learn. Because when I took Japanese and had my first language kind of this practice conversation, I sucked. Like, there was a lot of things I couldn't understand. We just said like really easy, like this is a cup and that is a table. But I started somewhere. That is where I started. And the next time I could say, for example, today I'm eating lunch. Boom. I managed to use a verb in a sentence in a correct way. And the next time I was able to say like, yesterday I did my homework, for example, like this. And okay, another good example, when I was talking about my hobbies, I wanted to say like I make and edit videos, but I didn't know what edit means. So my practice partner just said like, okay, it's henshu suru in Japanese, like to edit. And that is the moment where I learned it permanently, because that was so close to what I love to do, like these videos. So that is a good example how you can make most out of the learning when you do it with your hobbies and passions. No, I live in Croatia. Okay, I see. All right. I found it really hard to find someone to practice. Okay, yeah, but that's okay. But okay, let's. There's a lot of people who seem to struggle with this, and actually, I was expecting this, so I'll make a video about this. You could always hire a tutor. Yes, there's also, for example, platform called italki. It's like I talk and another I, and there you can, for example, search for like tutors, like you can actually pay, or like language partners, like language exchange. So let's say if you are Spanish, you find a Finn who wants to learn Spanish, and then you kind of teach each other the stuff. So. Sä oot mahtava auttamainen ihminen, opin sulta paljon. Okei, kiitos. Kiitoksia paljon. Indeed, Aleksi, someone should start. All right. Indeed, baby steps. My thought process was without words. You can form sentences, so I started with words. Yeah, just really simple. And they can just be, for example, that's really kind of even, for example, these phrases for tourists, like, where is the post, or my name is Aleksi, or I am from blah blah blah. Like some really basic stuff, and especially when you are starting, don't forget about the grammar. You don't want to do the grammar that much at the beginning, because many people get discouraged, unfortunately, with the grammar, because it's unfortunately in Finnish it's just a little bit tricky. Finnish was my first language, but I live in Sweden. I have Finnish family kind. I have a Swedish dad and Finnish mom. I like to be in Finland. I'm going to Finland this summer. Okay, sounds like a great plan. Vau, Aleksi, mä tykkään sitä. Okei, kiitoksia. Kiitoksia. Javi or Havi. Is it, how do you pronounce it? Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay, so if you want to start looking like this language partners right away, check this app called Tandem. It's free. Then there's also this another app called Hello Talk. Both are free. I've actually tried them myself. And then you can also just try social media. Well, I think I'll do a little bit more in detail video, like a regular video about this topic. And there's actually quite a few. Before I took this video, I just wrote in Google like how to find a language partner, and there was a lot of these platforms I've never even heard about. So I need to definitely do some research and see what would be best for you. And maybe the problem also is that there's only 5.5 million Finnish people in the world. So the number is quite small, but I think it's definitely should be possible. I will have to find a language partner online. I don't know any Finns that live near Croatia. I'm a bit too shy just to ask someone online to help me their native language. But that's okay. Asking for help is completely fine. There's nothing wrong with that. I know it sounds definitely difficult, and I know kind of what you mean. But the thing is that if you feel it's too much, then you can always offer something in return. Like maybe teaching your own language, or maybe even pay for it. That's fine. Like, for example, when I started my Japanese stuff with my Japanese friend, I asked if he wanted to learn Finnish, but he said like, he didn't really care. So, well, I was really lucky, so we could actually just focus on Japanese. But yeah, so you can always think if you can offer something in return. What was that first app? Okay, let me see if I can. Is it gonna be flipped? Can I write a comment myself here? Hello Talk, yes, exactly. It's with the space, but you should find it. Our first app was Tandem. Yes, exactly. Okay, thanks for correcting the stuff. For me, I learn by learning phrases every day while learning words and grammar. So I just get to talk and have many vocab later. Yes, like if you want to just get to talking, don't forget everything about the grammar. Just get phrases and vocab. That is actually what you need to communicate. Like if you think about what is successful communication in foreign language, if you can convey your message, your thought to the other person and they can understand it. So does that need grammar? No. For example, if I want to say, okay, what would be a good example? Like if I want to, for example, if I want to say where is post in English, I could just say post where. And many people would probably understand what I want to say. It's grammatically not so correct, but I think 95% of people could understand what I want to do, what I want to say. So don't forget about the grammar at the beginning. Well, if you have just learned, if you already started to learn, then it's fine. You can take some really simple stuff. But the good thing is that, and what has happened to me also many times is that I've taken some basic phrases and just kind of take them for granted. I don't really kind of think what is the meaning or what is the literal meaning. I just know, for example, tervetuloa in Finnish means welcome. And but if I actually try to rationally think what it means, there's actually two words, terve, which means kind of healthy or like hello, and tuloa means like coming. So this is actually one thing that you might understand later on, but you don't have to understand it at the beginning. You just need to understand it means welcome. All right, these are a little bit all around, kind of like this, how to say, thinking, flowing, things that just pop into my mind. Yep, I have a native speaking tutor. Oh, that's great, but speaking partner is more about informal and somehow more useful stuff. Okay, yeah. Yeah, so if you want to actually professionally learn, then you maybe have to kind of hire like a tutor. But well, okay, it depends. Like, what is your definition? For example, if I was like a tutor, then it's just like I can give you some like tips and tricks, but I'm not, for example, like a professional teacher. But yeah, well, that's good. Just get to where was the comment? I just quickly. But speaking part is more about more informal and somehow useful stuff. Yes, but that is good because they can help you to get started. And for example, there's many Finnish people who probably don't even know how to conjugate partitive because, well, it's many native speakers don't really know the grammar that well. Of course, they can speak it flawlessly, but they can't really explicitly explain it. Mä en puhu englantia, mutta siitä huolimatta katson suomalaisia videoita sun kanavasta ja opin. Okei, hienoa. Sounds like a best strategy to me. Yes, I'll especially when trying to get the conversational level. Nobody wants to learn my language in this small town, and I live in Finland. Impossible to find a language partner. Well, that's why you should go online. We live in the digital age, and we can reach basically any people with just a few presses of a button. So that's why. That's why. For example, if I want to learn Spanish, well, I could easily check if there's Spanish people living in Tampere, but if no, then I would just go online and check out these platforms, these apps. Hey, I'm learning Spanish, just starting to learn Spanish, would love to have like a language partner who if you want to learn Finnish, I can help you with that. Okay. Oh, hello, Puttaporn, what's up? I meant grammar is suffixes in Suomi because I believe I got this part. I can speak fluently and phrase my word tenses. Okay. How is the art culture there? Well, I'm not that much into arts, but there are definitely a lot of museums and stuff where you can definitely enjoy some Finnish art as well. Why does some people say minun nimeni on? I say minun nimi on. Because, yeah, so nimeni, so it's kind of like a suffix, like a possessive suffix. But in spoken Finnish, we actually don't say it. The way you say it is completely fine. And we actually say often mun nimi on. So mun is the spoken variation of minun. And nimeni is like, it's a little bit kind of formal one. In some cases, we maybe use it, but not so often. Not so often, in my opinion. For me, all languages are self-taught process. Oh, that's good. That's good. And I think you can also self-learn a language if you have a practice partner. My fiance has slowly been teaching me basic phrases. Okay, that's great. That's good stuff, William. Yeah, slow. It takes time. It takes time, but you slowly you will get there. I have sometimes have benefited learning languages in a classroom setting. Okay, that's another thing, because we all learn in a different ways. And I also learn, I like classes, like usually when there's instruction. That works really well for me. Oh, there's a lot of good questions here. Wow. See, everybody has different ways of learning. It's somewhere to find out the best method of you and make use of it. Exactly. That's a really good point. I have actually made a video about 10 tips how to learn Finnish faster. You can check it on my channel. I think I'll put the link in the description after this video. And one of the tips was to find out what is the best way for you to learn. You can go both ways, but I thought nimeni is more written formal, nimi is spoken casual. Nimeni jäädä ni after nimi. Nimeni, okay. Yeah, so this nimeni is formal, but I would never say minun nimeni on. I always say mä oon or mun nimi on pretty much. Aleksi, the pickup line part 2, se oli paras. Mä oon itse asiassa tehnyt jo. En ole editoinut vielä. I've actually done the pickup line part 2 video. It's filmed, I haven't edited it. A lot of the Finns how to learn automatically assume you already know the basics and make it more difficult. Okay, so what I understand from this comment is that many Finns assume that you already know quite well. Okay, well, this is again why you have the practice partner, because they know your level. And if they speak if you just meet some Finn and they, for example, speak too fast, then you just need to tell them, could you speak a little bit more slowly, please? And this is something that you often have to prompt with Finns, because there's two things. One, this thing that they might be speaking too fast, or two, they will reply to you in English. If they do reply to you in English, then you just need to tell them, like, can you reply to me in Finnish, please, because I'm practicing Finnish. I've heard this problem many times. So next time I would say like mun nimi on. Oh yeah, if you can say it that way, that sounds really spoken. That's like a really Finnish, sounds really Finnish. But you can, for example, use the ones you mentioned before. That's also fine. No problem. I just bought Tinder Plus. Okay, well, you can try it. Like, why not? Definitely. If it's high grade from Texas. Okay, Slimy from Texas. What's up? Lel Tinder should Aleksi free 20-day membership. Yeah, like, kind of affiliate program. That would be great. I know Finnish. I lived there for 5 years. Okay, but I'm originally from Texas. Okay. I tried Tandem, but didn't work for me. Okay, what was the problem? I would like to hear here also. What was the problem? I'm going to see if Tandem or Hello works for me. Wanna check it out? Yes, and yeah. So if you try these apps, I would love to. If you reach out to me, you can do it on Discord or Instagram, Facebook, whatever, and let me know if it worked for you, and to see if we can get any results. Because, of course, this is the problem, because me as a Finn, I can't really look for Finnish speaking partners myself. So this is the problem. So you kind of have to do the dirty work for me. But yeah, this is for your benefit and for the benefit of your language skills and learning. So I guess it should be fine. People didn't want to respond. Well, I think that's a problem in any platform. Like, you just need to keep trying, most likely. Because I've been also trying to that with German, and I also get rejected all the time. So you just need to keep trying. I'm kind of like Finnish because I'm born here, but my parents are American. I see. If one has learned written Finnish, how do you suggest going about learning spoken Finnish, especially due to the lack of resources of spoken Finnish? I have made a free course of basics of spoken Finnish. There's a separate video. I think there's even a link in the description of this video. It's on Skillshare. And yeah, that's something you could try. And I have also made you a video, like 9 ways how to improve your spoken Finnish skills. That's a free YouTube video. So check out those. I think they will help you. I tried Tinder, but it didn't work either. Well, yeah, maybe Tinder. Maybe for Finnish Tinder it doesn't work that well, but you can try. I don't know. Someone had tried it with some other language, but yeah, why not? All right, I know German. I tried Tandem also and didn't work for me. Oh, that's interesting. Do you want to learn Italian? Me and my girlfriend are coming to Tampere next Sunday. Okay. Well, Italian is not on my to-do list in the near future, but maybe someday, who knows? Let's see. Tandem, not Tinder. Okay. All right. Okay, so this seems to be the next step for us to find a way how you guys can find a Finnish language partner, because that's, if you can find like a person who will get in touch with you regularly, you're gonna improve a lot. That I'll bet my ass on that. Do you say minä olen vuotias or do you say olen vuotias or do you say both are fine? Both are fine. It doesn't really matter. I'm getting matches on Tinder, but it's not going further. Didn't even meet a single person over there in Finland. How to make it work? Really difficult to say. I don't know what kind of conversations you've had, but like dating in Finland is nothing too different than compared to any other Western country. So if you are for example, you can just Google on YouTube and find like a video where they would teach you more about that. Okay. All right. So maybe I'll start to look onto these platforms more. And luckily, there's actually quite a few according what I've been checking. So let me look into those more in depth. And then I'll come back to you with the video where I'll teach you the stuff, how it goes. So, but the thing is that don't give up because it takes time. Like if you, it's numbers game, just kind of like dating. You approach 10 people, maybe 5 of them are single, and out of those 5, 2 person are match your kind of personal criteria, and it takes time. You don't expect results fast. Like for example, I was lucky because I met the exchange students here in my city, but don't give up because it will pay off. It will pay off big time if you manage to do that. All right. But if you want to get to more spoken Finnish stuff, I made you already some free videos, and there's a free online course also which you can take if you haven't already. But yeah, but the point is that if you want to learn speaking Finnish, you have to speak Finnish with Finns. Unfortunately there's no other way. I know we have some challenges here. For example, a small number of Finnish people in the world, but the advantage is that we are living in the digital age. And let me just go and see how those apps work, those platforms work, which have Finns also aboard, and which one you can start using. Right. Okay, we can take a few more questions. And also, I just want to mention that if you find my channel valuable, if you think this channel has given you any value, please considering sending a super chat. In the chat box, there is this kind of $sign where you can send this kind of colorful message, and you can choose like how many monies, dollars, euros, or your currency you want to check. Like you can, even if you just put like $1 super chat, that would be awesome, because then I know that there's some people who really find value on these videos. But you don't have to do it, that's fine. But if you think this channel or our channel is worth it, then please consider doing that. Right. Okay, we can take a few more questions, and then we can wrap up this one. Do you have any tips on understanding the SIV case better? Again, I think Google might be your Essive is essive just, well, I can just give a quick tip. Essive works just like as how would I say this? I'm working here as a student. Työskentelen täällä. Oh, so I'm working here as a teacher. Työskentelen täällä opettajana. Right. And remember, there's actually quite just using stuff like Google, for example. You can find actually there is some tips there. I know the online resources for Finnish is actually quite sparse, but always try if you have some really. For example, here we have Finnish essive case. Try just putting YouTube or Google Finnish case essive and see what comes up. I think there should be something because I've done it myself and I've found some, let's say, at least reasonable stuff. $sign says not available in my region. Why? Well, it's not. I think it's not available in every country. Oh, we have Bilal Parka sends, what currency is this? Okay, first super chat ever. All your videos are appreciated. Keep on sharing your tones. Thanks, Bilal, for doing this. I really appreciate it. That's awesome. Yeah, I think the super chat is not available in every country, unfortunately. But if you can and want, then that's fine. But if you don't, that's also fine. That's perfect. Thanks, Bilal Parker, for doing this. I think this is I think I've got 2 super chats before on my live stream. So this is the 3rd ever. Much appreciated. Maybe you can teach some Finns who want to learn German so they can teach us Finnish, by the way. Yes, I think there are a lot of people who learn German in Finland. Oh, that's Indian rupee. Okay. I've never seen the not the logo, the currency marker before. So, okay, I also learned some good stuff. Cool. All right. Excellent. If we don't have any more questions or super chats or anything, I really appreciate it. And this was also really good video for me because I realized that, okay, finding a Finnish practice partner seems to be a problem for you, which is fine. But now I'll just try to see if I can find a solution for that. And I know there are some good online resources, but let me just get into those and I'll come back with the video. And also just wanted to let you know that I will be going to Japan next Wednesday for 2 weeks. I will be doing some videos there, but it's more like a holiday, so I'm not focusing too much on the videos. I will film some videos beforehand and kind of edit them on the way, so I can also take it easy on my trip there. But yeah, okay, as always, Fantastics, you are the ones who make this channel awesome, and I'm really glad that you joined this video, and I hope you also found some value on this video. And I wasn't at my best in this video. I'm feeling a little bit tired today, but I think we still managed to have some good hangout. And well, the thing is that when I go live, you see everything that happens, because I cannot cut any or edit out any mistakes or this kind of this awkward silent moments, but it's just a part of the thing, and I think we still did quite well, at least. And I hope you got some tips out of the speaking partners, but now we just need to find a way how you can actually find that speaking partner, and let me just get back into that. So thank you guys, thank you, kiitoksia Fantastics, että olitte mukana. Thank you for being there. Next video will be again on Tuesday, most likely. There's going to be an interesting street interview video again. I'm working on it today and probably also tomorrow, and we'll see you in the next video. And also, quick tip, if you haven't followed me on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Discord, find the links in the descriptions. You can be in touch with me between the videos. Do also that. See you in the next video, guys. Samara.